Hello, amazing Primal video community. So awesome to have you live. Let's see, we've got some early birds on here. We've got some of our Primal Video Accelerator members in here as well. Hey, Yas, Jarek, Charlie Boy, Chantel, Russell. Oh, let me mute that. We don't need to hear myself. I feel bad enough for you guys already. We don't need to have an echo on here. Q&A time. So this is, we don't go live too often on our channel, so I'm pumped for this. So if you do have questions, just hold on to them for the meantime, because I want to talk about two things really quickly first up, but then I'm here to answer your questions around YouTube growth specifically. We're going to try to keep it on topic for YouTube growth or the monetization stuff off the back of it, but if you have video or technical questions, we might save those for another time. But really quickly, start of the video, start of the live stream. For those of you who aren't aware, next week at this time on Monday if you're in the US, Tuesday if you're in Australia or my time zone, we're going to be kicking off our free live training workshop, 5 steps to build a YouTube traffic powerhouse. So this is a free training where I'm literally going to take you through the 5 steps, the 5 things that we do for every video we upload. For us, we only upload 1 video per week. We're super strategic with what that video is, and we're doing the best we can to optimize that video up front so that we can have the best success with that video long term. For us, it's not about going viral and having millions of views up front. If we put in that time and effort up front and we're strategically creating content that we know people want and we know what people are looking for and we know what YouTube needs to understand our content, that's what we're talking about here, putting your best step forward. Because we've made a lot of mistakes. Our channel is over 8 years old now, and I'd say a lot of the big mistakes that people make on YouTube, we made them too. So it's not your fault. But I'm here to save you from making the same mistakes and everything that we did, and learning everything the hard way and the long way. And hopefully for you that you wouldn't end up with the gray hairs that I have from all the failing and learning. So that's what we do here on our channel. And that's what we're going to dive in even deeper on the free live training workshop next week. So that's the link here. There's also a link in the description, a clickable one. There will be Q&A. So if you don't get your question answered today here, because we will be only taking a few, but if you don't get your question answered here today, then there will be Q&A after each one of those 3 sessions. Now, we've got people all around the world. So if you find that one of those 3 sessions on that link there doesn't work for you, still register so we can get that training out to you. But my goal is not just to teach you more stuff, right? We've all consumed a lot of free content on YouTube. We've also probably already gone through a lot of different courses and things to try and get closer to the goals and objectives and things that we have in life. And I don't want this just to be another piece of information for you. So my goal with those training workshops is to not just leave you with another blueprint where you can you can understand it and not do anything with. My goal is to have you leaving there with a clear action plan, stuff that you can go and put into action to actually see success with this stuff. Because even with a framework, you still have to do the work, right? There's no shortcut around that. But the sooner you start doing the work, the sooner you start moving towards your goals. So that's my goal for those for those sessions. So it is something that we have run before. It is super valuable. We have a lot of our accelerator members in the chat here, which is awesome. And I'm sure that they can vouch for some of this training, because I know people like Russell, like Chantel, are putting this stuff into action and are seeing some great results with this stuff. So again, massive welcome if you're just joining us on here. But I do want to touch on something really quickly, because, and I know I share this a lot for those of you that have come back time and time again for our live streams here, where we started on YouTube, we were making a lot of the mistakes and we had a lot of the struggles that a lot of people make, because it's not something that I guess we're ever really taught. We see on surface value, people upload videos and get views on them, but what's really happening behind the scenes? So when we started with our channel, we were uploading stuff, just treating YouTube as a video hosting platform where we could just upload videos and had the potential to go viral, build it and they will come. And it doesn't really work that way. So we were 6 months into our journey and we had 49 subscribers. One of those channels was a channel I created for my mum. She still has no idea today that we did that. And multiple channels that I created just to make the numbers look better. But why only 50? Why only 49? It came down to us not having a strategy or not having a framework in place where we could test stuff, check what was working, what didn't working, so that we're constantly evolving. It's never done. I've learned it all. I've figured it out. For anyone at any place in your journey, there is always a next level. There is always those 1% improvements over time. This is the stuff that is super important. So if you haven't registered already, primalvideo.com/live workshop. If you head there, register for a session, we will get the replay out if you can't make it on there live. But obviously, if we get to hang out live, then it's a next level of experience on that too. Okay, so I'm happy to open it up to questions. Let me make sure I can see the chat and everything here, but pumped for those of you that are already on here. Again, if we can leave this specifically or try to keep it focused around YouTube growth, then that would be amazing. If you can even put a Q at the start so your questions stand out for me in the chat here, it will help. So my apologies if I miss your question. I'm gonna scroll back through here a little bit now just to make sure we haven't missed any. Chantel's got her water ready, perfect. I do too. I seem to lose my voice on these things, so good reminder. Thank you. Coffee, yeah, got a coffee as well. Yep, we're all good for that. You sound good. Thank you. There's a lot of background noise and things going on here at the moment, so I'm glad that the audio is still good. What's your US time zone? Which state? So I'm in Australia. I'm in Brisbane, Australia, so north of Sydney. So the workshops are in 3 different time zones. We've got 2 in, I guess, USA time zone friendly times. One of them is in a Europe time zone friendly time. If you're in my time zone, you could probably make multiple sessions work. Okay, happy Thursday. Yes, Friday here. I'm coming to you live from the future. I should send back the lotto numbers and we can split the profits. Hello from bright and sunny Melbourne. Welcome, another Aussie's in here. Okay, question. Oh no, this is Chantel saying how to ask a question. Well, thank you, Chantel. Thanks for helping us out here. I am Crystal Amanda. Hey, welcome. Okay, to the core question. I just did 2 shorts clipped from existing videos, and they've both exploded. Massive congrats. Well done. There may be hope for me, for sure. I mean, this is where, look, my approach to shorts is it's something that's still so new on the platform, even though it's been out for a year now. It's a new focus for YouTube, but it is not the sole focus for YouTube. So for us, our strategy hasn't changed. The stuff that most people are going to YouTube for are the regular widescreen videos, the normal videos, the stuff that aren't restricted to be under a minute and don't have to be that horrible portrait. Ugh. I come from traditional film and TV stuff, so yeah, I'm not a big fan of portrait. There is a place for it, right? So I'm saying experiment with shorts, but in my opinion, it shouldn't be in place of the regular YouTube videos, the stuff that most people are going to YouTube to see. For instance, our channel, we've got videos that are over 8 years old. They're still bringing in hundreds to thousands of views per day. They're still helping people because that content is still valuable. It's helping people make a decision. It's helping them with a specific outcome like filming or editing. And there's affiliate links in there as well. So it's actually generating income for us now 8 years on. So this is what I'm talking about, having a clear strategy to have content that not just works for you initially, gets you to go viral and then stop. We're talking about stuff that is the slow burn, the stuff that is like, you've all heard, YouTube's the long game, right? It really is. Over time with this strategy, you end up with a library of content that is ranking, that is performing, that is helping people, that's growing your business or your brand if you've got that. But also you can generate affiliate revenue from that stuff too. And obviously open the door to sponsors, YouTube revenue. There's lots of different ways that you can monetize. That's a whole different conversation. So yeah, massive congrats on having your shorts blow up. I'll see you next Tuesday. Good night, Sam. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you on there. Have I missed anyone? Okay. Slot Valley Racing. I use the shorts as commercials for my full-length videos. Perfect. I mean, that's a good strategy. I would also test just doing some short summaries. So something that's worked really well for us is like we have videos around best editing software, best editing apps. Instead of just chopping those pieces out of that, I'm literally just grabbing my phone. I'm saying, here's the top 3 editing apps on iOS right now. So it's actually filmed intentionally as a short. So I would experiment with chopping up your long form ones. Obviously there's benefit in that, but it might actually be quicker and it might actually have more impact if the viewers felt like that video was created just for them as that specific type of content. So something to play with. Again, some things will work better for some channels, others for other, but yeah, experiment is the answer. But for me, what I found is working better for us is just record a short, sharp piece, summarizing that. So it's got less edits and doesn't feel so disjointed. Can you clip other channel videos to make shorts? Do they monetize? Look, you can clip other, or what they call it, resample, remix other videos if they've got that set on their channel, which by default it is on. So you can, but it's limited to, I think it's 5 or 6 seconds, and then you can add your piece on. So we do have a shorts tutorial on YouTube taking you through that process. So definitely remix. Thank you, Doug. Thanks, Chantel. Doug, awesome to have you in here as well. Yeah, so you can do it, and I would, again, experiment with that and see what happens, see how it works for you. But if something happens to that main video, if that gets pulled down from YouTube, or the person who made it decides to delete it, then obviously that affects your content too. So I would maybe use it sparingly. One really cool tip I did hear from one of our accelerator members, actually, what she was doing, what was really working really well for her in with shorts, was she would resample her own video and using the Shorts app, but she'd already shot using her professional camera the following on piece. So she'd actually take a piece of the short she'd create a short from her longer form video, and then it would flow on. So she was still getting the benefit of remixing or sampling her longer form, which meant that there was a link to the long form video, but it also felt like you're watching a video that was just created as a short. So she was able to double dip on her content because she used the same camera and everything for both. So yeah, I mean, some cool strategies and things like that you could implement for shorts as well. What's my favorite video? That's an interesting one. Look, to be honest, I think my focus on YouTube, and I love geeking out on tech and learning about new products, but I'm more so looking at what's working for people, what might be working for people. So I guess I fall more into the creator than consumer side of things, and there's nothing wrong with either. But yeah, I mean, I love to learn. I love to learn about the new AI stuff that's coming out, new editing tools. I geek out on that stuff. So there's a lot of different channels and things that I watch for that. But as far as I'm concerned, we're never done learning, and there's always new cool tech and stuff coming out too. Okay, I'll go back because it looks like I missed a few questions here. My apologies. Question, I've plateaued around 450 subscribers. Any tips on trying to get momentum back? Is it okay to post once a month? I create and film learning to sew content. Look, in terms of when you release your content, you want to do the best you can, right? So it's all well and good for me to say, hey, we release a video a week. But for some people, especially if you're in an arts and crafts or a manufacturing niche, I understand it's going to take you longer to actually make the thing that you then want to go and show to people. So what other types of content could you make around that? Is it a behind the scenes, an update video, or just a tip or some advice or some strategy or something around the mistakes that you've made or someone else is making? Like, what other content could you make to supplement that main video that you want to make? Or, I mean, the other side of it is some of the biggest channels only upload once every few weeks, once a month. But those videos are really strategic. Those videos are amazing. So it's not, again, about amount of content. I would never say to anyone, you need to upload daily. You need to upload 3 times a week. I mean, I love making videos, but I love not having to make them every day. So this is where you want to find that sweet spot for you as to the type of content you're making, how easy it is for you to make the content. And again, be ever evolving. How do you make them quicker? What other types of content could you create? So I think that was one part of your question. The other one was, you've plateaued, right? So if you've plateaued, like the answer is going to be in your analytics. It's going to show you where your traffic was coming from before. Maybe it was browsed, maybe it was suggested, and now YouTube stopped suggesting it. If it was in search, maybe you hit the top of search results at some point, maybe, and now there's other content that's up there. But usually it's going to fall down to one of these three things or all of these three things. You need to optimize your content. So your title, what you're saying, what's happening in the video, what's written in the description, the first 150 characters of that, even your tags to some much lesser degree. They're all things that YouTube is looking at as to what your content is about, and it's then going to try and find the right audience for it. So you want to try to optimize those things. And again, this is the stuff that we're going to dive deeper into on this workshop next week. So the optimizing your video, you want to create an optimized video, or you want to do the best you can to help YouTube understand what it's about so it can push it out to the right people. That's step one. Step two is you need to get the click. World's best video, no one clicks on it, no one's going to see it. Right? So your thumbnail strategy is huge. And this is where like we A/B split test our thumbnails. This is more of an advanced strategy using TubeBuddy for that. But it's not, look, it's not something that you need to do, but it's something that can definitely give you that edge for those of you that are ready. And again, we're going to dive into this stuff more on that training workshop too. But you can actually upload 2 thumbnail images and it'll actually tell you which one gets clicked more than the other. And most of the time is not the one that I think is the better or the prettier looking thumbnail. It's all that matters is that it's getting clicked more, right? So that's the second thing. So strategy for showing up, then you got to get the click. The third thing is that you need to keep your viewers watching. And I'm not saying just like put random stuff in there to keep them on or to clickbait them. No, come from that place of adding value. If someone has clicked on this video and this is the topic, how do I entertain them? How do I keep them engaged in this video so that I'm helping them with their pain problem or entertaining them? That's really what it's about. Because if someone clicks on your video, even if it was showing in the top spots on YouTube, and then they're leaving right away, and that's happening over and over again, YouTube's gonna think that that's a bad video. So they're gonna stop recommending it. So it's not, there's probably areas of each one of those three that you can level up in. But again, we'll be going into this in much more detail on the workshop next week. So the link is in the description. I wish this was a clickable link, that would be amazing. But yeah, link is in the description. Good question. Okay, next one is from Topcraft. What did you do that made your videos do so well? I've been stuck and don't know how to grow on YouTube. So pretty much the exact same answer that I just gave on the last one. It's gonna come down to one of those three things. So for us, I mean, I hear all the time, Justin, my videos are fantastic. My thumbnail images are great. My titles are great. And it's just not working. So YouTube's clearly too overcrowded. That it's too late for YouTube. Or my favorite, YouTube is squashing small creators. It is absolute BS. YouTube's not singling you out going, your channel? No. Your channel, yes, you can have some views. It's not how it works. YouTube's goal is to try and create a great experience for everyone on there. So you need to make sure that you're leveling up in those three areas. For any one of us at any stage, there is always more we can do strategically to get more value out of those three things, but to help YouTube understand our content, to make our thumbnails so they stand out more, so that people actually click on them. And then what can we do inside our videos? What do we say inside our videos? And when do we say it or when do we do it to help people actually see that value and want to stick around in our content? That's what I'm talking about here. So anyone that is stagnant, they're not growing, like that. This is what makes the difference, right? I know that it sounds simple, but the best strategies are really simple when you think about them. But it's the frameworks and things that you can put in place to actually leverage and test those things that I'm talking about. That's where the difference is. And that's the stuff that we're covering in that training next week. Yeah, really good question. And look, what I want for anyone, like part of our goals with Primal Video, as I said at the start of this, is to help others not make the same mistakes that we did. Like it took us over 8 years to get to this point. But could we do it quicker? Yes. Like massively. If we knew now what we knew then, what we know now, can't even talk properly. Like the difference would be huge. And that's the difference that a lot of our accelerator members are seeing as well. So we love helping people with this stuff because I don't want anyone to have to go through the stuff that we did. There was a point where we nearly gave up when it wasn't working for us. I think we're about a year into our journey and it wasn't working. So we're investing all this time and effort into making these videos that we thought people wanted, whether they did or not. There was no research, no strategy behind it. but people couldn't find them because YouTube wasn't able to understand those videos and what they were about and who the right audience was. So for us, there was you can call it an aha moment, but there was definitely a point where we're like, okay, we need to figure this thing out or shut it down. I feel for anyone that is investing their time and money and energy into making videos. It's not a quick thing, right? And you're putting yourself out there. And until you can get to that point where you know that your videos are going to work, it's a pretty shitty place to like, is this going to work? Is this the one that's going to take off for me? I love being at the place, and this is my goal for you, to get you to this place where you know that at some point that video has its best shot of ranking and performing on the platform. That is an amazing feeling where you're no longer worried, is this going to work? Is this video just going to get no views, no subscribers, no income, no impact? Once you see how this thing works and you start to see the results yourself, that is the best feeling, because then you're coming from that place of, cool, how else can I show up? How else can I help? And that's what I want to get you to. So that's why we've created this. That's why we've created our accelerator program, which the doors are opening to off the back of this free live training workshop as well. That's what we want for the action takers that are ready, because I know it's not for everyone, right? Some people are just happy as a hobby for this, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for others, they want to have that real impact. They want to build the lifestyle that they want off the back of it. And that is the biggest thing that I am grateful for from this, is that now I get to choose my hours. I get to choose who we work with, who we don't work with. I get to choose what we're doing, what we're not doing. We're not at someone else's beck and call. We're not on the clock for someone else. I mean, we get to choose. And I guess that's what we want for people, because it's fun. And I think if you're enjoying life, you're going to have a better one. So that's our goal for this. I know I'm kind of rambling on, but I want to know I wanted you to know where we're coming from for this. And if you can reach that place, which I know you definitely can with the right strategies and things in place, then it's an amazing feeling. Okay, let me scroll back up here. Hello to everyone joining us on here now. I've missed a few. Do you limit the time of your live streams? I will. I'm not going to leave this running all day. We might cap it at about an hour, but we'll see how we're going. Right? But if you don't get your question answered here today, then register for our free live training workshop. There will be Q&A at the end of each one of those 3 sessions. Now, you don't need to show up to all 3. It's the same session run live 3 times. It's also not one of those fake pre-recorded live streams either. I personally hate those things. So I will be engaging with you. It's an interactive thing. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, just shared out this live stream. Awesome, thank you very much, Doug. Yeah, if you guys are watching, anyone that would benefit from this stuff or has questions that they want answered from YouTube strategy, from my perspective, then yeah, please share this out. How did you get more subscribers on YouTube? It really came down to those 3 things and this strategy that we're taking you through on this live training. It's about coming from that place of adding value. What do I want to be known for? How do I want to help? And for any of us, we've got a potential audience, whether they're clients, whether they're customers, or just people on YouTube, right, that are looking for stuff. They want answers to things or certain ways, certain content that will entertain them. We've got to get clear on who that is. And then what do we got to do so that ours shows up in those top spots? That's what I'm talking about. Use the Q. Yes, letter Q with a colon afterwards for questions so they do stand out easier. You missed my question earlier. Scroll up, Justin. My apologies. I'm going to keep missing questions, right? So my apologies. Feel free to post it again. Okay. Where am I up to? Q for questions. Yes, Tony from Jamaica here. What's the best way to begin a short movie channel? Look, I think the strategy, again, comes down to those 3 things. We want to be strategic with the content we're creating. We want to create stuff that we know people are interested in, or people, ideally are typing into that search bar. And so there's strategies on how you can then show up into that. But get clear on who it is you want to serve. Get clear on the content that you want to create and who your ideal audience is. So for us, we have an ideal audience, right? Our ideal audience and who we're creating our content for are business owners, entrepreneurs, people looking to maybe transition from their 9 to 5 to going all in on their YouTube hobby, but also people that want to have that impact of helping people with the stuff that they know, but also having the ability to build a business, an income stream, and the lifestyle they want off the back of it. That's our audience, right? Now, we also have a lot of people outside of that are watching and consuming our content too. And that is amazing. We have young kids that watch our content to learn how to make their gaming videos. So there's overlap in there as well. So I'm not saying you need to find your audience and only speak to them. So you'll have your primary audience, but ideally, if you're able to create content that helps people outside of that as well, and you're able to, again, double dip on your audience, then that's where real impact can happen. Okay, scrolling down here. Again, apologies if I miss your question. Okay, should I focus on creating my lead magnet before focusing on content, or create content for traction and then turn the focus into the lead magnet? Okay, I love this. Now, this really is a chicken and the egg scenario, and there's no right or wrong. Look, at the end of the day, you're gonna want audience or eyeballs, and then you're going to want something to offer them, in your case here, to get to your lead magnet. It doesn't really matter as long as at some point they're both done. The earlier you do create that lead magnet or that opt-in for someone, we're talking about growing your email list here for anyone if this is too far beyond, then I guess the earlier you create that opt-in, then the earlier you can start promoting it in your videos or in your video descriptions. So I guess my focus would be on when you've got the time, create that opt-in, and then you can start getting people to it. All right. Oh, the chat just jumped to the bottom. I'm scrolling back up. This is how I miss you. It's how I miss your questions. I'm sorry. Okay. No, still scrolling. Do you use a streaming program? Yes, right now I'm using Ecamm Live. I'm a big fan of Ecamm Live. I also love StreamYard. I love EVMux. We have full breakdowns on our top picks on our YouTube channel, but the one, my go-to is pretty much Ecamm. I use it even for Zoom calls. It allows me to put titles and things like this on the screen. You can see I can pick it up, I can move it around. We can bring in guests. So I've got to center this now. My OCD is going to play up. All right, we're centered. Don't touch it again. So yeah, I use Ecamm Live on Mac. I guess the closest equivalent might be, and that's a big call because Ecamm's amazing. Manycam is pretty good on PC. It's not to the level that Ecamm is, but it's pretty good. So yeah, it's StreamYard is also a good option that works on both. May we post a fixed day and fixed time each week? For sure. Look, if you can be consistent on posting to your audience on the same day, same time, it does help because people will know when to tune in. Like, think of it like TVs. If people still watch regular free-to-air TV, they know at this time that show is going to be on that day. So yes, there is benefit in doing that, but at the end of the day, it's not something that YouTube themselves are really looking at, saying, hey, you didn't upload at this time, channels, what is it, shadow banned or blacklisted. No, there's none of that stuff that happens. It's more for your viewers, so they know when to tune back in. So there are strategies around that too, and we have videos on our YouTube channel around the best times to upload and figuring out just like when your audience is online, and you upload just before that so that the video is new, it's ready to go when the bulk of your audience is waking up or coming online. So there's strategies to that stuff too. I really need help with that. I'm not sure what to do. Okay, I think I missed this question from Micah. Can everyone show me how to go live on YouTube and Facebook? Again, we've got videos on this topic on our channel, but using a tool like StreamYard will make that really easy for you. Okay, how do we manage monetization if my audience is in India and other countries, specifically affiliate links on Amazon? Okay, this is a great question. What we use for Amazon specifically with affiliate links is we use a tool called Genius Link, and this will help you redirect people. So the people in India are taken to the Indian Amazon store. People in Australia, when they click the same link, are taken to the Australian store, US, and so on. So we use a service called Genius Link for that. Now, this is actually something that we dive into in a big way. Like, so we have a full in-depth training on this inside of our Primal Video Accelerator program. So, because it's not just about, picking any random affiliate program. Ideally, you're picking stuff, not ideally, you should be picking stuff that you're going to put your name behind, that you use in your business, and that you would recommend to your closest friends and family, coming from that place of integrity. Like, yes, I will recommend Ecamm Live. I have no issue with that because I love it. The guys behind it are absolutely amazing. I've been using it for years since it first came out, and it's my go-to. It's what I'm using here. So yeah, for me to do videos on Ecamm Live, no problem at all, no issue. I would recommend it to anyone where they are a fit for that. That's where you want to come from with your affiliate marketing stuff. But in terms of the link clicks, yeah, Genius Links is a great tool for that. Hi, Justin from Nigeria. Hey, great to have you on here. Okay, scrolling down. Oh, I've done it again. I swear I scrolled to like some point and then it snaps to the bottom. YouTube. About 75% of my views are from non-English speaking countries. How do I accommodate this audience? I've been doing shorts without narration and lots of translation in the video description area. Look, I think the best way to approach this is if there's already people watching from non-English speaking places, they're watching, right? So they're already consuming your content, I would imagine, in English, and they're still getting value in it. Maybe they're turning on the YouTube auto captions. So I'm not saying you need to go and necessarily transcribe your videos or do anything different. There's always more we could do. You might find there's benefit in you investing your time to do that, but it's not something that we do. And we have people, non-English speaking countries, that watch our content too. But YouTube does have the closed caption thing. And there are some new tools in YouTube that they're rolling out, that they're experimenting with as well, where it can automatically create a transcription and things for you, a voiceover for you, a different language in other languages as well. I hope that made sense. It made sense in my head when I said it. Hope it made sense for you guys. But my focus here, or my suggestion for your focus here, would be on doing what you do. We don't need to please everyone. And if I try to translate our videos into every language, like my day-to-day would be a totally different thing, right? The other option is to go the Mr. Beast route, which again, for most people, I wouldn't recommend unless you've got the team to scale this. He has different channels for different languages. And he's literally getting professional voiceover actors, actresses to voice his videos as him and the other people on the team. So look, so many options. There's always so many different ways that we could do this on YouTube. But my goal is that 80-20. How do we invest what's the 20% that's going to give us the 80% of results? What's the least amount of input that's going to help us get the most amount of return? That's what we're talking about here. So no, I don't think you need to transcribe into all these languages, but some people do and they get good benefit from it. So that's your call. I hope that answered it. Just a great Q&A session. Thanks very much, Kurt. Great to have you on here. Oh, I've done it again. I wish there was a way to fix this scrolly issue. Okay, who have I missed? Does making videos on, this is from Work in Progress. Does making your video an instant premiere affect views at all? I never understood the point. Look, it's all about driving engagement on that video in the first release time. If you're able to get the right people onto your video, then YouTube can see, okay, these people, they liked this video. They watched it most of the way through. How do we go find more people with similar interests, similar viewing behavior? So there is merit in doing those video premieres, but at the same time, if you're getting the wrong people on or people that aren't necessarily interested in that content, they're just coming to hang out, it could give YouTube a little bit of a bum steer or mislead it a little bit. It's not something that we've ever done. I've never done a video premiere on YouTube. And I've seen some people that they get more views on their videos initially when they do that, and then their videos can kind of slow down for a piece. Whether they tick back up after or not, I'm not sure. So, I mean, again, I would test it as with any of this stuff and these features. See what works for you. You might get crazy awesome engagement on your videos by doing that, and it could help those videos hit into the YouTube algorithm much faster. So I would experiment with it, but it's not something that we've played with. Brilliant suggestion. Thank you for Genius Link. I'll explore. Awesome. Okay. I watched one of those lately and got lost on Instagram because it's 16:9. That was a comment from Russell. Okay, again, if you use the Q first, your questions definitely stand out. Thanks, Chantel, for posting that in there. Thanks for the advice. My foreign audience does not want me to narrate in English, but my English-speaking audience wants me to speak. Yeah, no problem. Again, you could have success either way. That's the beauty of this. You get to choose, but don't, there's so many people that get overwhelmed on YouTube. There's so many people that burn out on YouTube because they try to do all the things. They try to be on every social media platform. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, look, I don't want to live and breathe this stuff every single day. I've got other stuff that I want to do in my life. So I want to do the best I can with YouTube. And look, I'm very rarely on other social media. I like Instagram stories. So if you're not following on Instagram, shameless plug, go follow me on Instagram. I love Instagram stories and following people and connecting there. But I'm not on LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn. I don't do anything there. We have a Facebook page. We really don't do anything there. So you don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to be posting all of these, I have a TikTok. I might have a couple of videos on it, but I don't use it, right? So this is where I'm giving you permission to not be everywhere. So for us, we're like, how do we go all in on YouTube? And let's have our best success if we dedicate our focus there. So we have an audience on YouTube. It works. But we don't everywhere else. And we don't need one everywhere else because so many people, they have this very small audience across all these different platforms because they feel that they've got to upload 3 times to Instagram, do stories, do TikToks. Gary Vee says I got to do 6 a day or whatever it is now. Like, that's not a game I want to play. So there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you've got a team to help you with it. But I would say pick your vehicle. For us, we went all in on YouTube. I'm a little biased, but I'm going to recommend it to you too. There's no other place where you can create a video and have it show up 8 years later, as I explained earlier, and still have that impact that long on. So yeah, that's why I'm pumped on this stuff, because I don't want you all to be on that social media content hamster wheel where you're just trying to create stuff and you end up, try to speak to everyone, you speak to no one. So focus. For us, all roads pointed to YouTube. That's how we were able to grow this faster. I wasn't distracted with going live on Facebook or creating however many posts a day on Instagram or whatever. We picked one. Now we can play with the others. Okay. Again, for those of you that are joining us now or have just joined us recently, if you head to this link, primalvideo.com, if I go this way, primalvideo.com/live workshop. Next week, we are running a free live training, 5 steps to build a YouTube traffic powerhouse. So what I'm talking about is helping you get to that point where you're generating this traffic, you're generating leads, you're having success on YouTube, you're getting subscribers, you're helping people, you're having impact, you're bringing in revenue on autopilot. That's what I want for you, 24/7. I've mentioned a few times, we have videos that are 8 years old, still bringing in a ton of views, still having affiliate links clicked. 8 years on, that's 1 video, 2 videos. And every video that we release just adds to that. And it really has that snowball effect of impacting and building a business. So this is huge. So on that session, those sessions, I'm going to be sharing the 5 things that we do for every single video that we upload. We only upload 1 video a week. Yes, now we're playing with shorts as well, but 1 video a week, 1 optimized strategic video per week is all you need to fuel this thing, to start getting these wheels, these cogs in motion, to get you closer to your goal. So that's what we're talking about on there. So if you can't make one of those sessions work, still register. I'll get the replay out to you afterwards. It's an interactive session. And again, I don't just want you leaving there knowing more stuff. I want you leaving there with an action plan, stuff that you can literally go and put into action so that you're moving closer towards your goal, not just learning more stuff. So that's what's happening next week. So there's 3 sessions. They are the same session run live 3 times, and there's Q&A at the back. So if I miss your question here, definitely register for that, and we can get your questions answered on there. I can never get more than 15 in my video premieres. I mean, that's still 15 people on live, so well done. And this is where too, it's not in proportion to your channel size. I mean, if you look at the number of people that are on here now, like you guys that are on here now, like given the size of our audience, for some people, this is a very small number, but for others, this is a big number. So it comes down to training your audience. I'm sure if we did more of these live streams more frequently, then we could go live and have a bunch more people on if that was a goal of mine. I like this. I like that it's a smaller number because it means I can get to more questions. And it means that the chat's not going too crazy and I get to show up and help you guys. That's what I like. But also it's not, live streams aren't really a focus for us with the growth of the channel. We're not relying on it to grow the channel. We've got the strategy for that, which is what we're taking you through next week. So 15 people showing up live. Well done. Okay. I think if you just use YouTube, others can share your videos on the other types of social media. Yeah, for sure. And look, what we did was we would share our YouTube videos, and we still do, share our YouTube videos on Twitter, on Facebook. Look, and if I wanted to grow on those platforms, that's probably the worst thing you could do to cannibalize growth on those platforms. But hey, the right people, if people saw it and they were interested in those videos, then they could come across to YouTube. So we still did it anyway, but our main focus was YouTube. Okay, I know I've missed some questions here, so my apologies. That was the best free training. Honestly, it was actually something similar to a paid program. I did, but yours was better. Awesome. Thank you very much, Michelle. Great to have you in here. Another one of our amazing Accelerator members. I do everything myself. I went from knowing nothing at all to teaching myself how to do everything from nails, editing, how to make everything, not sure what I'm doing wrong. Look, this is always the case of like, we don't know what we don't know. Right? And this is where I'm a big fan of having like things like group coaching calls. And for us, for our business, we go to mastermind meetups and having other eyeballs, other people looking at your business and saying, hey, have you guys thought about this? Or maybe look at this thing a little bit different. There's huge value in that. So inside of our accelerator program, every month we have 2 live coaching calls as well across different time zones. We've recently just had one specifically on monetization. So it was helping people, because a lot of people on the monetization side think that they can't make money from YouTube until they reach some certain point, right? Yes, I totally get on YouTube itself, for them to pay you, you need to be at 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, but that's not what I'm talking about. You can actually generate really decent revenue off the back of your channel much before that as well. Again, coming from that place of adding value and helping people. We have members inside of our accelerator program that are doing monthly 5-figure brand deals with channels around that 1,000 subscriber mark. So look, there's different strategies and things depending on what your goals are with this. But yeah, look, I would definitely recommend to attend that session because I guarantee you there's stuff in there that you're not doing. And as I said, there's always room to level up in each one of those 3 areas. Does the camera make a difference? If so, what is the least expensive camera you recommend for those who don't have Apple products? You don't need Apple products. I'm literally just using a webcam here now. Some of our top videos on our channel were literally just filmed with a phone. We've got a video that has over 1 million views that was filmed on the front-facing camera on an old Android. It might have been a Galaxy S6, a phone from 2012. We have a video that's close to 1 million views. It might be 800,000 views that was filmed on the front-facing camera on an iPhone 5. Again, a phone from 2012, front camera, so not even the good ones on the back. So look, I want to stress here that your cameras, the gear you use is not important. I know we all hear the cliche stuff of it's the content that's important, but people are saying it because it's true. The content is the most important piece. You're not sitting here going, I can't watch this now. Justin's not using a DSLR. The background's not blurry. I can't watch this. What is this filth? No, we're here hanging out. Hopefully there's some content. Hopefully there's some value in here for you. That's what you need to bring to your audience in your content. It's not about the tech. It's not about the gear you use. Yes, can they see you? So make sure you've got some sort of light or sit in front of a window. Can they hear you? Make sure you've got a microphone if you can, or try to remove echo. Outside of that, the content. Content is the most important piece. You can tell I'm passionate about that one. I want to remove your excuses for all of you, not just the person that asked the question, because done is better than perfect. You can always get a better camera later. But what we find is the people that run straight out and go and get a fancy DSLR or mirrorless camera, they then don't know how to use it. So then it's hard for them to make videos. So they don't. Right? So you waste your money, you waste your time, whereas you could just start with what you have. Some of the biggest channels just use webcams or their phones. So, I mean, if that's good enough for them, well, you've got more than enough. Okay, when do you, sorry, that's very small. When do you have a go at revamping an old video with the title, etc.? Should you do all of your videos at once or play with one at a time, changing the title tags? Okay, so this is a massive opportunity with YouTube that no other platform has. You can go back in and you can make changes to your YouTube videos and you can refresh them in the algorithm. So if you've got videos that are stagnant on your channel right now, you can trigger a refresh. You can change the title, change the thumbnail, change the tags, and YouTube can reanalyze that video and place it in different places on the platform. This is something that we will be diving in deeper to on this free live training workshop next week. But look, I would say if you've got videos that are working on your channel, don't touch those videos. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But if you've got videos that are stopped, that are stagnant, that are not getting any traction, that's when you want to go back. But you want to make sure you've given it enough time, 3 months, 4 months, for it to really try to filter into the algorithm. And at that point, if it's not, then yeah, I'd look at what can we do to help YouTube understand our content. Should I target high search and high competition or low competition, but search. Look, we're going to cover this in more detail on this training. This is why I'm so pumped on this training. The holy grail, best case scenario, you're looking for something that is highly searched and has low competition. That's best case scenario. But we're going to give you some strategies and things to help you decide which videos you want to target in that workshop. But yeah, that's the best case. But look, at some time, if you want to play with the big boys, you want to go to the top spots on YouTube and it's high competition, you've still got to optimize for those things. But if you did that for every video, then that would be a very big, a very hard thing to get into, right? So we want to do this strategically. We want to do it, especially with a brand new channel, we want to do it every now and then, but not for every video. So that we're still hitting those pockets of highly searched, low competition, so that we can get that channel growth. And hey, we might have luck showing up in the top spots too. The biggest thing for anyone out there that is thinking that it's too late for YouTube, there's already people that are making the videos that I want to make. There's already, when I run these searches, there's already channels with millions of subscribers, or the videos have millions of views. The biggest thing that any one of us has, even with a brand new channel, is that YouTube rewards new content. It's got to be good content. It's got to be worthy of replacing those ones in the top spots, but it's new. So which would YouTube rather put out and recommend? Something that's 10 years old. If there's a newer version of it that's better, it's got to be better. That's how we get to those things. It's a big opportunity. It's not too late for YouTube. Even if other people are already out there creating the content you want to create, there's no other you. There's no one else out there with your thoughts, your opinions, based on your life experience to this point. We're totally unique. No one else has your personality either. So your videos, you're just sharing your thoughts and opinions. Those videos we do about best editing apps, it's what I think is the best editing app. You might not agree, that's perfectly fine. You can make your own video. But this is my thoughts and opinions based on my experience and what I feel people need to know, or what I'm looking for in an app in this example. And you can have that for your audience too. Okay, we will be wrapping this up very soon. If you haven't registered yet, head to this link, primalvideo.com/live workshop. Again, if I miss your questions, we will have Q&A after each one of those sessions as well. I'll take a couple more here, and then we will round this out for today. Okay, it's jumped the chat down again. Apologies if I miss you. We need a little counter on how many times I say this. Okay, for shorts, should I re-upload the same short if it doesn't get any traction after a few hours? Mine always take off within an hour, and some don't get any views within a week or more. Look, shorts, we've had the same experience. It really is hit and miss. We've had some that look like they're about to blow up, and then for whatever reason, flatline, dead. No idea. So this is where I say, like, shorts is interesting. If you have the capacity to play with them, play with them. But it's not in replacement of the stuff that is working on YouTube consistently, which is the regular videos. So if you have the ability to do one video a week or one video every other week, regular videos, awesome. If you've got any extra time, play with shorts, because it could help. It can help you show up fast. It can be really fast traffic. But we've had that same thing a lot of times where we have a video that's taking off and then it will just stop. And whether they pick up again is beyond me. We don't know. The strategy is different for shorts. It really is more of the hit and hope strategy. But one thing that's really interesting I will share is that YouTube shorts are now showing up in search results. So we did have some shorts that we created about a year ago around the top editing apps on iOS or Android. And those videos on the shorts shelf really got next to no traction. But now they're filtered in, nearly a year on, into YouTube search. And I think one of them's over 100,000 views now. I'm not sure what the other one is, but it's doing well as well. But the traffic isn't from someone in the Shorts app. It's from someone searching for best editing apps and YouTube recommending in Google or on YouTube that short. So you can have traffic for them. You can be strategic with it. But again, my focus would be on the regular videos primarily and play with shorts. I mean, shorts has grown our channel a bit. We're definitely getting subscribers and things from it. We're also getting people unsubscribe from them too, but it's again, it's finding that audience. You don't need everyone to subscribe to your channel. You don't need everyone to like you. You don't need everyone to watch your videos. You want the right people that resonate with you, that want to hear with you. That's who we want to show up and attract. I did see a comment here before. There was something around, I've lost this many subscribers. I think it was last year. Just want to share this with you guys. Last year, I think our channel, we had around 70 or 80,000 people unsubscribe from our channel. Now, that may sound like a lot, but the channel still grew by, I think it was 400,000 or something net. So don't focus on that. And I know it's hard, especially on a smaller channel. And I know, because I used to do it too, right? We're in our analytics and we're like, oh my gosh, today we actually went backwards in subscribers. In the big picture of things, it's all good. So don't stress about that. You want to follow the strategy that I'm going to take you through next week. It's going to help pull you out of the weeds and look at the individual stuff. It's going to help you look at the big picture and say, this is what I got to do long term. So I'm not saying don't look at your analytics, but I think the biggest thing that I don't like about YouTube right now is how it's telling you that your video, when you first upload it, is a number out of 10 in relation to your previous videos. To me, it means absolutely nothing, and there is way more downside in them doing that than upside. So it might say, hey, your video is 10 out of 10. This is the worst out of 10 videos you've put out. What value is that doing? Is that inspiring you to keep going? Is that encouraging you? No, it's telling you your video is not any good. But what it's not telling you is, this is no indication of how good or how bad that video is going to perform long term. As I said, it could take 3 months for a video to filter into the YouTube algorithm. They're only analyzing a week or 2 weeks in that piece, right? So I personally hate that thing, because the ones that has told us that this is number 10 have since gone on to be some of the biggest videos on our channel. So I want you not to get too caught up in the analytics. Don't feel bad. It's not a representation on you going, oh, well, maybe I'm bad on camera. Maybe no one wants this or any of that other stuff. No, what if YouTube just hasn't had time to understand your content yet and the right people haven't found it yet? That's the case for us, for most videos we upload. So if I do see that we hit a number 1, cool, that's interesting. Some of our ones that hit number 1, they stay there for a little bit and then they drop off and they're not number 1 anymore. Right? So it is no indication of a video long term. I think that's probably a good time to wrap this up on the end of that rant. Thank you all for hanging out. My apologies if I did not get to your question. Again, please register for the free training next week. This is the stuff that I wish I knew. I'd probably save these gray hairs here if I was able to jump this learning curve faster, but I'm literally going to be sharing with you the 5 things, the 5 steps that we do for every video we upload, right through from coming up with an idea and validating that idea to how we're putting our best foot forward and giving YouTube everything it needs to understand our content so that we are able to get to that point where we're not worried, is this video going to take off? Where we know that at some point this video has its best chance of performing well, and this is what you'll see on our channel. We now have quite a lot of videos over time that are over 1 million views, and that traction, that traffic is flowing through and it's helping people. It's getting affiliate links clicked. It's growing our audience. It's getting them back to other videos. It's growing our email list, which is really what the business is behind the scenes, but it's also helping people. So that's what I'm talking about, being strategic with this stuff so that you can build an asset and every video becoming an asset so that it really generates and snowballs for you. That's what we're talking about. That when we say building your YouTube powerhouse, like a generator, over time, it builds enough momentum that is running itself with not a lot of input from you. That's what I'm pumped on. That's what I want to help you with. So if you haven't registered, now is a good time. If you have already, I look forward to seeing you on there. Again, if none of those times fit, still register and we'll get the replay out to you afterwards. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Love you guys and look forward to see you on the workshop. Cheers.